Hello world and welcome to another edition of Craft Beer Crypto, brought to you by jkjdigitalassets.com, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about crypto education, crypto information, and all of the finer points of what it takes to walk down this path, what it takes to be an informed, educated crypto investor, and some other fun things too. We got a few things tucked away in there. So look, go out there, sign up. Our premium membership, $4.99 a month. You can be a part of the JKJ Digital Asset Posse. We will help to guide you, direct you. We won't tell you what to do, but we're going to give you the information that is going to make you a wise investor. You will be able to make those kind of decisions as to what's best for you, what's best for your family. And folks, we are excited to be able to bring that kind of information to you. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, jump right up there in that top right-hand corner, smash that subscribe button, get on there. You'll be informed and be notified of every time another one of these great craft beer and crypto podcasts pops up that's brought to you by JKJ Digital Assets. Go out and find us on Instagram too. Lots of cool pictures, all of our refreshments that we like to talk about. See some great pictures on there. Put a little information on there too. JKJ_digital_assets. Come on out there and find it. Today, as always, I've got the entire team here. We are suited up and ready to go. We've got John. We've got Javier. We are ready to launch into some of the finest information that you've ever heard about craft beers. Some of the best information you've ever heard about crypto. This is going to be earth-shattering information that's provided. Trust me, when they write the history books, they will refer to this day, the day you watch this podcast. And as you know, if we're going to have a momentous occasion like this, we have to have something to toast with. So what am I going to toast with today? It's a great one. I love my Goses. I love Anderson Valley. They do some of the finest. Nothing that's overly tart, nothing that makes your face turn inside out, but they know exactly how to do it, how to strike that balance. They did a great job with this Rose Gose. I'm not even going to try to say Framboise, but I think I said it right. And if I didn't, I'd lie and say I said it right anyway. So the Framboise Rose, this stuff has a cool kind of hint of raspberry finish at the very back side of it. It starts off with that tartness, and when it all finishes off like any good Gose, you get just this teeny little bit of salinity that finishes things off for you, and it really offsets that sweetness of the raspberry. You get the salinity at the end of it, and it is good. It is good. I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I've been drinking this for years. The folks at Anderson Valley, they do a great job with their Goses. I love them. They got several of them that are out there queued up, ready to go. Go out there, check them out on the website. You can go to your local brewery, go to your local place that you like to buy beer. Go look for some Anderson Valley. You will not be disappointed with that. John, what have we got over there today, man?
Yes, sir. I think today is the unfiltered theme day.
Yes.
2 unfiltered beers. So I have a beer from a brewery called Foam Brewers. It's up in Vermont, and this one is called Canvas. And I got it at Union Market also here in Richmond. So this thing, the trick with this is Canvas is you have a blank canvas and you draw whatever you want on there. So
I thought they had gotten Rembrandt to put something on there.
Yeah, I got my grandkids to write on that. So I decorated mine, and you can send it into the brewery, and they'll I don't know what they'll do, but you can send that into them, and they'll.
You will see that in full production. I guarantee. That's going to be it. That will be in mass production soon.
That's right.
That'll be your 4th of July beer right there. There'll be a cooler full of that smiley face. You won't believe it.
With the KJ on it.
Yeah. So this is a pale ale. It's unfiltered, and for being a pale ale, it's got a little bit of a sour at the end, which I love. And nice. It's going to be one of those. I didn't know this when I bought it, but it's going to be one of those hot weather beers. It's really light flavor set, a little bit of a sour going on. Going to be good in the summertime.
Well, excellent. Well, I look forward to giving that a shot. It looks good. It looks mighty tasty. Okay, we've covered our beers. Now it's the time to throw it over
dun, dun, dun.
to the Sultan of Style, the JKJ Sommelier. He dresses better than Ric Flair. He pours wine better than Chef Till. I don't know, somebody that pours wine. I'll tell you what, this guy's got it going on. He's my hero. It's everything I want to grow up to be one day. I want to be Javier. Tell me, what have you got over there today for us?
Well, I hear you guys talking a lot about these spring beers and getting warm. Okay, so in the future, maybe I'll start pulling out some rosés and stuff for you. But for now, it's still cold outside. It's still kind of a little dreary. That's why I like to brighten up every once in a while, because if it's dreary, you don't have to dress that way. So anyway,
I agree. I like it.
so we got King Valley here. It's a Pinot Noir from Eugene, Oregon. I love Oregon. It's whenever I go out there, it's a nice place to go visit. I stay away from the big cities, but no.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I thought we weren't going to get political.
I didn't.
Just maybe a wise decision. Nobody's
right.
saying anything one way or the other. Just he's a country boy. In Puerto Rico,
right.
he's a country boy. He likes the country.
We like the country. That's why I say stay away from the big cities. So, anyway. All right. Pinot Noir. This one here it's light. It's slightly acidic, very, very dry. This is all the way on the scale of dryness. So if you like myself, once in a while I get headaches from too dry. Well, then you want to be careful with it. Glass might be all you might tolerate of this. If you're okay with the dries, this thing is spectacular. This bottle is great. I love Pinot, so. I do get headaches from dry wine, but I'll drink this and I'll take a couple of Tylenol. So, again, dry, acidic. What else did I say there? Tannic, red, and cherry, and raspberry. I didn't see any black currant in here. A little hint of chocolate at the backside.
Well, I'll tell you,
13.5% alcohol content, and it's a little bit up on the upper scale there. You might find this bottle out there ranging anywhere from about $24 to about $30, unless you shop where Kevin does, it'll be about $40.
When you're in Florida buying it at some finer establishments, they like to mark them.
Again, it's a Pinot, so Pinots for me, if I'm depending on cheese, wine. A Pinot Noir for me is always somewhere smack in the center. I mean, for me, a Pinot Noir or Shiraz, I'm a happy camper. So this one again goes on my winners list in terms of flavor. It's chuck with flavor. I love it. It's great.
Nice. Well, what we had with this was we had like a little wheat cracker and Havarti cheese, and we put it on there. It was like the perfect pairing. It really was. It just balanced each other out. It was off the charts. It was good. So, hey. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I just got distracted by my phone. We got another subscriber on our YouTube channel. Celebrate.
Here's to the subscribers. Cheers to our JKJ Digital Assets Premium members. Here's to you. Oh, we love you. That's good stuff. That is excellent. I'm excited.
Newsflash right in the middle of the
podcast. That's it. Hey, breaking news, folks. Well, one of the things that I thought has been really interesting is I've been looking at some of the different news articles and just kind of watching as we see all the crypto information flow back and forth. I've been noticing, as we've talked about for months now, this adaptation that's kind of just chugging along. It's funny because some people like to talk about it, some people don't want to talk about it. But it's really, really interesting. I know at one other point we discussed on jkjdigitalassets.com, also on a great little podcast you may have heard of, Craft Beer and Crypto. We also talked about some politicians that had gone into crypto, and we're starting to get in and get a little of that. Well, Javier, were you telling me that now there is a state that is going to be dealing with crypto?
Well, Illinois, and granted, there's legislation that's moving through through its own process over there, but the legislation's already existed. What they've done now is they've taken this stuff that was there for internet farms, for iCloud stuff, and they've added cryptocurrency miners now to it. So they've attached cryptocurrency mining facilities now to this thing so they can bring them up, and they're going to give tax incentives to them. So cat's out of the bag. It's not going away. So now we're starting to find out that their incentives to bring these guys in. Texas is all over this. Florida is all over this in a big way. To bring them in, give them incentives, but the money is there. I mean, the money is there to be made. So I think this is a great thing. Now we're talking Illinois all of a sudden. Then I want to get left out. So I can see, honestly, I can tell you right now that a year from now, all these states are going to be in the FOMO range, fear of missing out. You can badmouth all you want, you can try to control all you want, but it's kind of like, and I'll put a parallel out there to weed, marijuana, right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to take all the shackles off of this thing, and then every state's going to come in and say, yeah, we're going to tax this thing, and we're going to legalize it, we're going to tax it. So not that this thing needs to be legalized, right? But there's money here. And this is where countries that, like China, that decide, okay, I want to push my own central bank digital currency, and so no matter what, I got to kill Bitcoin, I got to kill all this stuff, and they've been trying to kill it for 10 years. Yeah, they've been trying to kill it since its inception. So they booted out all the miners and they've done all this stuff, but at the end of the day, if you keep reading and you see what's going on, okay, now we're going to go down and we're going to smack down people that have their own wallets, and they can't do it. Right. If the Chinese are having a hard time cracking down on it, I'm sorry. It's just, okay.
The thing is, in life and in politics and in ideologies, the thing that always wins out is money.
Sure.
I mean, the idea of taxing individuals and their crypto, in the terms of lucrative, that's not really that lucrative as a tax base. The thing that is lucrative is people that mine, because there's voluminous amounts of money that comes out of mining. So if states can tax that, they want to try to do it. So the first thing you have to do is encourage them to come into your state. You mentioned Texas. Texas is huge. There's so many companies that when they got run out of China, they ran right to Texas. Yeah. And it's a huge base, and the money will win out in all business, in all ideology, in all politics, and everything. Money will win out, and these states they're gonna see the revenue stream, and they're gonna come after it. It's just it's the next notch.
Good luck to Illinois. I don't see them beating out Texas in any way, but
it is notable because it's a liberal leaning state. I mean, if you take, you mentioned Florida and Texas, they're both conservative leaning states. Illinois is a liberal leaning state. That's what I mean by ideology. The money wins out over everything else, including ideology. So you have, leadership on both sides of the aisle that are moving in directions to encourage this. So
the kind of thing I like seeing too is, you've probably read about this, is when you look down there at El Salvador, right? I mean, they decided to take Bitcoin as legal tender, and obviously the rest of the world, the IMF, everybody's all up in arms, right? But they are also talking about, they've opened up their first mining facility down there, and it's all taking energy from the volcanoes. So I mean, that's I love this stuff, man. This is and it's great. It's great. This is putting other countries on. To me, I think the importance of that is, in anything with cryptocurrency, really is, if I have a cell phone and I've got $25, I want to buy some Bitcoin, right? And I just bought Bitcoin at the same price tag that the guys over at Michael Sayer and his boys are buying Bitcoin at. So it's a level playing field. I mean, really. And as long as you read and you educate yourself and don't let people scare you away, the horizon here to me is chock full of good stuff here.
El Salvador is going to be a wealthy country because if you watch what they've been doing, they've been waiting every time that Bitcoin dips, they go in and they buy a chunk more. And they're doing, I know nobody wants to market time, but they're market timing, and it's going to pay off.
Yeah. And what people don't, so maybe you don't know much about El Salvador. What you should know is that in terms of, if you think of this country and the amount of people that have a savings account, a checking account, and you add that percentage up, and I don't know what it is here in the United States. I'm pretty sure it's up there 70%, somewhere up there.
I would guess, yeah.
I would say at least. Right, El Salvador, it's sitting around somewhere around 15, 20%.
Oh yeah,
for people that have an account like that. So, my analogy is, years ago I was sitting, I want to say it was in Bandung, Indonesia. Okay, I was standing at your favorite place, at McDonald's.
All right. Shout out to McDonald's.
And
you are repping the arches today.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. So, but what something struck me as, and I couldn't put my finger on it initially, right? And so I'm sitting out there with my guys and Marines, who were out there eating our cheeseburgers, and it finally hits me. I'm like, there are no telephone poles. There's no wires running anywhere. So basically what they've done as a country was they skipped that entire hard line thing and they went straight to cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
So when I think of El Salvador, I think of a country that is going to skip, as a population, they're going to skip the banking industry and they're going to go straight peer to peer. That excites the shit out of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. You got mom and pop and people that have live in abject poverty that $25 buying something could make an absolute, incredibly life-changing event for these people.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I love it.
That's amazing. That's really cool to see at that level, that kind of adaptation.
Yeah.
Well, the one other place, and I won't take us down the rabbit hole too much, but we were sitting there talking about taxes,
right.
And I thought about the other thing that I just saw, and that is Colorado is going to take crypto as a tax payment. So they're like, we can't beat them, join them. And Colorado obviously has a history of being out front when things come to legalizing things and embracing a different type of economic lane to go down to find tax revenue. I just thought it was funny that there they go again, and they're like, hey, if you want to pay in crypto, pay in crypto. We don't care. Just pay us. Just pay us. So, and it may end up being a really smart thing. I mean, because what they're going to do is they're going to get visibility to who has crypto, who's using it, and who's not. What better way to loop that in? So,
well, every state can, if you don't pay your tax bill, they can seize your property, and that's the IRS views crypto as property. So, and when you do that daisy chain like that, you're like, well, why wouldn't they take it?
Right. Yeah, it just makes sense as things progress along that you're going to see these more and more states, like we said, encourage businesses to come in, encourage these mining businesses. And,
if you look at what the industry as a whole, and I think we've pushed, we've explained like Crypto.com and their credit card, right? And it's a Visa card. What they do is you can load it up, but really what you're doing is when you load your card with Ethereum. I mean, all it's doing is creating and squishing it back down to the dollar when it pays.
Yeah.
But there's a white paper out there, and again, I didn't sit down and read this white paper because to me, it's all gibberish. But Visa, MasterCard, and they're looking at, again, software that doesn't matter what you plug in. They say there's these 20 cryptos that you can charge up and you can pay your bills.
Oh yeah.
With these cryptos that they select. Right. So the same stuff's been happening out in Europe right now. There's I forget what the exchange was, but they've got like 50 cryptos that go into the Visa card that's out there, and they've been doing this for a long time. So, they've been leading the way. Again, as usual, right? The market leads the way, the industry leads the way, and then governments come back and slowly, we'll adopt this. And it's slow moving. We know that's the way it works. But this is coming. It's coming to a theater near you. And like I said, educate yourself. If you don't want to get into this thing, at least for your kids, because this is their future. Digital currency is their future. And trust me, they could probably look at that paper that I was reading and didn't understand. They go, oh, I understand this. They live in that world.
Well,
our generation is kind of tough, but right.
Yeah, all these things are, you see a state that'll take crypto. You hear about credit card companies that are going to accept crypto. They're coming up with tax regulations. They're trying to find greener ways to mine and run their server farms. All these things, what the higher level thing it indicates is the adaptation is moving forward. It's becoming more and more legitimized. Every time one of these things happens or somebody, embraces crypto in any way, more, all up to states and organizations and everything, it's just moving down the road, and it's going to be, the adaptation is going to be complete at some point. That's
something that we've brought up here before and we've talked about in the past. And I think it was in our very first 2 podcasts we were talking about adaptation and the adaptation curve and where we're sitting right now in terms of that adaptation, which is right down at the knuckle. And for those of you that hadn't watched that video, please go back and take a look at it. Because we talk about the adaptation that took place with Netflix, Amazon, the iPhone, the iPod, Apple. And when you see these, in general, it's about a 10-year average where they sit and then you can see them take a nosedive and come back up. And Netflix went through that. Amazon went through it. And then you get to like a 10, 11 year period, and all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, this stuff is great, but why haven't we been doing this? The internet, right?
Yeah.
So, and then bang. And then the next 10 years, it's a absolute crazy climb. So, and that's where we are right now with cryptocurrency. So, stay tuned. If you, that's why we say buy and hold. And if the technology is good and these states are starting to see this stuff, there more and more people, as more of these legislators and people in government start getting savvy about cryptocurrency and walk away from the crazy stuff, the illicit transactions and all this other garbage that they're trying to toss out there. More and more, we're going to start seeing this adaptation thing. And again, when you sit around with something right now that has a $2 million, it probably might have dropped below $2 trillion market cap, but when this starts taking off, we go from however many millions or billions of users right now to it's astronomical, and it's gonna, when it catches on, just like I said, it's already caught on, but it's going to be fun.
And you know what? A great place to go find white papers that are not muddy. White papers that are easy to read, well written, videos that are well produced, have fantastic content that's easy to follow along, and things that'll help you take all of those steps when it comes to what Javier was talking about, going in on your crypto.com card. Where could I go find a video? Hey, jkjdigitalassets.com. If you're a premium member, for $4.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee, you can go get exclusive videos on exactly how to navigate that process. You can find those white papers that you need to know to be able to continue to move in that direction and teach you every little step that you need to take. We'll show you. We'll show you the pitfalls. We'll show you the great places that you can jump into. Sign up for that premium membership, jkjdigitalassets.com. And obviously, I know I don't need to repeat it. You've already hit that subscribe button. Yeah, the one right up there. I know. You've already hit it. I know you have. I don't need to tell you to do that again on YouTube. So listen, now that you've signed up for the premium membership, we're sitting here. We're enjoying this craft beer and crypto podcast brought to you by jkjdigitalassets.com. The other thing that I know that we've become big fans of, that we really enjoy participating in, is the Terra Station Network.
Oh yeah,
that has been a great place, in our personal opinion. That has been a great place to be lately. Now there has been some big news, in my opinion, some big news that happened regarding them. Do y'all want to talk about that for a few minutes?
Go ahead, JD. You hit it.
Yeah, we've been watching Terra Station for a while, and again, it's absolutely my favorite. It's my best ecosystem. I've got several tokens in it, and a lot of airdrops, a lot of stuff going on there. But one of the concerns when we went back and we were looking at the operating expenses for Anchor Protocol. Now, remember what I explained at another one of our videos. When you look at Terra Station, Terra Station is its own ecosystem, its own chain, right? So anytime a DApp, a decentralized application, lands on it that wants to operate inside of that software, kind of like an Apple iOS, an application that sits on top, right? Apple's going to charge them 10% or whatever for landing and operating inside their iOS. Same thing happens at Terra Station. There's only one big difference, is that when these companies land, airdrops come to all the token. Anybody that's staking Luna, you have to stake Luna. So if you're staking Luna, then you get an airdrop from these companies. So you get a percentage of what they're paying Terra Station to land there. One of the big ones is Anchor Protocol. I'm not going to go into Anchor Protocol right now, but what they have been doing is if you stake UST, Anchor Protocol has been paying you a 20% APY or APR, I forget which one it was, but that's what they've been paying. If you go into their operating expenses in the sheet and see what this is costing them, they're bleeding money. And so Terra Station, time and time again, has had to come, at least back in, I believe it was May or June, where UST, their stable coin, basically became unpegged off of the US dollar. So basically they say, hey, this UST is equal to $1. Well, they got to a point where it dipped below that, and so Terra Station, the folks over at Terra Station had to come in with $90 million just to shore up that their UST, their stable coin. which concerns everybody, right? And then the U.S. government and all these governments are out there. Okay, if you're going to create these stable coins, they have to be pegged and they have to be stable. So that's what they did.
By something.
So the founders over at Terra Station just a couple of days ago sold a bunch of Luna, and they've now backed their UST with $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and US dollars and a few other things there, and they're on their charter. But the big news there is that they've basically sent a very, very loud and clear message that UST is here to stay, and it's going to be a very good stable coin, and there's no need to worry about it. So if you've been following, if you're out there and you are one of those people that are in Terra Station, you've probably noticed that the Luna token has gone from about $50, $45 this year, and it's all the way up now to like towards 62. It's been higher than that, but as soon as this whole thing with Anchor Station took place, you could see where it started taking a nosedive. People were concerned. So giddy up, here we go.
So the deal with these stable coins is that they're attached or they're marked against a currency. In this case, UST is tagged with the dollar. So it's supposed to move up and down with the dollar. And we've talked about these stable coins before. It's kind of like a hitting a bullet with a bullet, because the value of a dollar is adjusting and then the value of UST is adjusting. Value of UST adjusts. It's the same supply and demand features that happen. If somebody comes in and starts buying a lot of UST, the price will want to go up just through the mechanisms. So when that happens, they'll need to burn some UST or delete some on the rolls. They'll burn some to bring the price down, and they go through this process all the time. But the trouble is that it can move faster than they can burn or create UST to adjust the price back. So the other end of the spectrum is you could have that stable coin can be backed by whatever currency. So, if there's 100,000 USTs out in the world, there's 100,000 US dollars. That's the other way to kind of keep it attached to the value of the dollar. And that's not very practical because we're talking about billions of dollars. So, and this has been, it's caught the interest of the United States government because they see it as a trouble spot for crypto, is because, if there's nothing backing these coins and you're taking UST or USDC or one of these ones and you're putting it on a card and spending it in the U.S. economy, they see that as a threat to the U.S. economy if there's not something backing it.
Right.
So this problem has caused the price to kind of tumble. And prior to this move that Terra Station did, the price of Luna, the price of Anchor had been driving downwards. And it's because of that lack of, people didn't believe in it because there was nothing really backing it. So, the management behind this, it's brilliant maneuver. They took and they purchased assets to back up their stablecoin with. So now when you're using UST for something, there's actually things behind it. It might not always be the dollar, it might be Bitcoin or whatever, but there's a pool of tangible resources that back that UST now. And since they did that confidence boost, then you've seen the price march up steadily, and for both of them, for Luna and for Anchor.
Well, you realize those two are tied, right? I mean, Luna, the Terra Station is algorithmic, so basically they operate kind of like what the Federal Reserve used to operate back in the day when they, at the inception. Okay, so before they created all these levers that they pulled to do stuff, right? It was, if we need to bring interest rates up or down, that was the only thing they played with. And this whole printing money thing, no. So basically when there's a high demand for UST, the Luna comes down and vice versa. So they'll burn one to play with the other. The problem was that, hey, you're offering 20% people buying all this stuff. Now you've got all this Luna that's starting to deflate. So, right? So,
All right, well, cool. Well, that's a ton of good information, and honestly, like as I'm sitting there listening to all this, it's taking me back to if you just sat here and listened to some of that and went, what are they talking about? What are they talking about with stablecoins? What are they talking about with USDT, USDC? In all seriousness, I like to joke around and stuff. That's exactly what is behind the paywall. That's exactly what, as a premium member of jkjdigitalassets.com, if you spend that $4.99 a month, that's what you get information about. You find out that when we're just sitting here talking about being in Terra Station, well, what does that mean? We have detailed instructions. We have detailed white papers, detailed videos with step-by-step actions. What do you do to get into it? How do you maneuver within it? And how do you profit from it? So that all the stuff, like this discussion that we just had, it might be something that you're sitting there going, that's over my head. I don't know what they're talking about. In all seriousness, go right now, sign up for the premium membership, go look up all of those terms that you just heard. Go find things that are titled. There's going to be videos that talk about Terra Station. Look at them and you're going to go, oh, that's what it means. Be willing to jump in there, click around a little bit, see what you can find. This is the opportunity. These are the types of things that can create generational wealth. Being educated on what we're talking about. We're not telling you if you go to Terra Station, you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. What we are telling you is if you are an educated crypto investor, you have the potential to set yourself and your family up for wonderful, wonderful things in the future. Fellas, y'all got anything else you want to wrap up with?
I just want to wrap up with one thing, going along the lines of what you said here. One of our members has done, again, we can't make promises, but he's done so well that he came back to us and he said, hey, how do I help?
Yeah.
And he's become a contributor. The guy actually wrote the Terra Station paper for us, right?
Yep.
And so we took it, we massaged it, whatnot. But that's the power of this thing, So
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And hey, and again, hit us up. Go to the Facebook page, jkjdigitalassets.com. Go to the website, jkjdigitalassets.com. Go on Instagram. You can leave us a message there at jkj_digital_assets. The YouTube channel, great place to watch the videos. Give us your feedback. If you go in, I guarantee you, if you sign up for that premium membership, you go in and look at one of those videos, and there's like something that you don't understand, shoot us a message. We will absolutely get back with you and we'll answer it. If there's a question that seems to be an overriding thing that we hear from multiple people, we will sit down and we'll do an entire video. And we've actually done that one time. We went back and sat down and clarified some information that to us made total sense. After we got a couple of questions, we went, that's a legitimate point. We kind of left some gaps in there that we jumped over where we make assumptions on things. So please give us your feedback. Become a part of the team. We are looking to create an entire crypto community here. That's what JKJ Digital Assets is about. Crypto education for everyone. So go sign up, be a premium member. Folks, thanks again for being with us. We always enjoy the opportunity to come to you. Love giving you some information. We love being able to talk and discuss this kind of stuff. And hey, you get out there and whatever you do, do it well.